When love blossoms slowly, a young mother finds a bond like no other.
They were stuck together like glue. They were just amazing.
But secrets are simmering beneath the surface that will obliterate what a family holds most dear.
We can never exclude all the different people that were upsetting her, had a motive for wanting her dead.
We're scarred for life.
I miss her a lot.
And when police pull back the curtain on this horrific crime, no one can imagine the monster lurking in the shadows.
People don't think evil like this exists.
There were very strange methods to kill people. Kill them with kindness, poison, potions, pouring grease down their throat.
It does sound so hard to believe, but things are not always what they seem.
Friday, January 16th, 2009, 5:15 p.m. As the sun begins to set in the North Florida community of Lake City, one resident, 46-year-old Johnny Webb, pulls into his driveway after picking up his 2 kids from daycare.
Home sweet home, guys.
It was a nice residential area.
I would say quarter-acre lots.
Very well manicured lawns. People actually looked out for one another.
As the children collect their things from the back of the car, Johnny notices something odd.
The garbage was not out by the road where he had left it.
It was trash day.
All right, shut the door. There we go.
After letting his kids inside, Johnny walks to the back of his property looking for the missing can.
It was just sitting in a grassy area out behind the house.
How'd they get over here?
He went to move it, and it was very heavy, at which point he lifted the lid.
Oh, my God.
There was a young woman that appeared to be dead inside the trash can.
She was folded up in there.
Reflexively, Johnny races towards the house to check on his children. Upon opening the back door, he makes an alarming discovery.
It's unlocked, and when he gets inside, it looks like someone's been there.
There was a chair knocked over.
Kids! He was terrified that the killer might still be there. Kids! Come on, let's get out of here.
What's going on?
Come on, just listen to me now. Come on.
He notified law enforcement to come in and investigate what had taken place.
As Johnny awaits the arrival of first responders, a fear dawns in his mind. Where is his 22-year-old stepdaughter, Johnnica Johnson?
Initially, he didn't know who it was. He thought it could have been his daughter. And of course, he was freaked out about that.
Come on, Janika, pick up.
He tried to call her and it kept going to voicemail.
When police arrive minutes later, Johnny is in a near panic.
Yes, sir. Officer, the body's in the back. Okay. What happened? I don't know.
When first responders peer inside the dark container, they know they're too late.
The emergency folks determined that this person is deceased.
47 Starman 47 Crime Lab, major crimes. Also some more units to clear the house.
By the time detectives arrive that evening, a stunned crowd of neighbors has begun to gather in the street.
The gossip had already started that somebody had been found murdered.
But no one appears more shell-shocked than homeowner Johnny Webb.
When I made contact with the homeowner, he was a little numb.
Look, I can't find my stepdaughter, Janika. I mean, she was supposed to be here this afternoon with her kids.
And you tried calling her?
Yeah, but I can't reach her. I mean, what if that's her in the trash can?
When I was told that it possibly could be his daughter, obviously a lot of compassion starts to overwhelm you because you're thinking this person has just lost an immediate member of their family.
Though Johnny Webb had been separated from Johnnica Johnson's mother for quite some time, he always kept a special place in his heart for his young stepdaughter.
Hey.
Hey.
What you doing?
Just writing in my journal.
Okay. Listen, I'm heading out to the store. Does my writer need anything?
No, I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
He loved her. She was one of his loved ones, and Janique stayed in the home with him.
Miss Johnson had a tough childhood. She had grown up in poverty.
Aside from the years, Janika's mom was married to Mr. Webb. Now, she was a single mom, so obviously it was pretty tough for her to provide for 2 kids as a single mother for Janika and her brother.
As a teenager, Johnnica Johnson fantasized that love would rescue her from her troubled life.
Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned for Janika. She got pregnant at age 17 and the father left her.
And with each new romance, she was hit with disappointment.
For Janika, it was this constant theme of men abusing and betraying her.
Then in 2006, a budding new relationship with truck driver Darren Whitfield brought a ray of hope for 19-year-old Janika.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
He was a good guy and a stable person to have in her life.
Darren encouraged Janika to get into a training program and get a job. It was rare for her to have this kind of personal support.
Though Darren was clear from the start that he wasn't looking for a serious relationship, the two soon found out some surprising news.
Neither expected Jonica to get pregnant, but that's what happened.
You know, I know we haven't talked about this a ton, but I really wanted to know how you were feeling about the baby.
Listen, I'm the dad. All right? I'm not going anywhere.
Really?
Absolutely.
Even if Darren couldn't commit to her, Jonica cared for him. His honesty and his kindness, they were refreshing to her, especially considering the guys that she dated in the past.
About a year after her daughter's birth, they still weren't a couple, but Darren was still part of their lives, which felt huge.
But just when Jonica had begun to feel at peace, it looked like she'd suffered the ultimate injustice.
Did you look closely enough at the body to identify that it was your stepdaughter?
I couldn't bring myself to.
Okay. You keep trying calling her. We're gonna go back here and see what we got, all right?
Okay.
By now, the medical examiner and his team have removed the body from the trash can.
Rags and sheets were found along with her body, things that had been used to try and absorb some of the blood.
On the victim's back shoulder, police find evidence of how she was killed.
She had a wound which corresponded to a bullet.
But as the victim is turned over, Detective John Blanchard can't believe his eyes.
I recognized her face.
You can go tell Mr. Webb that it's not his stepdaughter.
After Jonica Johnson gave birth to her second child in 2007, the father, Darren Whitfield, promised to stand by Jonica through thick and thin.
They apparently weren't an exclusive couple, but she cared for him, and he said he would help Jonica raise their child.
Then on January 16, 2009, Lake City police were called to Jonica's stepfather's house after he discovered a female body in his trash can.
Everyone's immediate fear is that the woman in the trash can is Jonica.
But that all changes when Detective John Blanchard takes a long look at the victim.
I recognize this girl.
I was able to get a better look, and I did believe that I recognized that the victim was Katie Roberts.
Mr. Webb?
Yes, sir.
The girl you found in the back, we're pretty certain it's not your stepdaughter.
Thank God. Thank you. Thank you.
While the news is a relief to Johnny Webb, for those who know the victim, it's hard to believe Lake City native Katie Roberts has fallen victim to such a jaw-dropping crime.
It was a small town, and we know a lot of these people.
Some of Katie's family had been involved in criminal activity before, but none of them had touched anything this gruesome.
Born on August 28, 1981, small-town beauty Katie Roberts was known for her friendly and kind spirit.
She was that type of person that if you had a party, she was like the life of the party. She was always friendly. She got along with just about everybody there.
People just cling to her.
With a charming personality, Katie never lacked for suitors.
Having a guy, it never was an issue.
A lot of guys wanted her.
Katie ended up getting pregnant in high school and having a baby boy when she was 18 years old.
But no one really saw how special Katie was until 2000, when an 18-year-old named A.J. Washington drifted into her life.
Hi, are you almost done?
Yeah, I'm actually just getting done.
I met her at a car wash. I was working there. Her beauty caught me first. Then after, I just started really, loving her for her personality, her ways.
Is that your son?
Yes, this is my son, DeAndre.
She was a great mom.
She always was a provider. She worked hard.
She was doing hair and on the side, like watching kids.
My mom, she was a real nice person. She was there for you if you needed something.
Katie was probably one of the best girls I ever met.
After hanging out with Katie for a short time, AJ was completely smitten. But she was the type who made a man work to win her heart.
He would always surprise her, just like the romantic friend. There wasn't anything that he would not do for Katie. The more that he came around, Katie fell in love with him.
In 2001, AJ moved in with Katie and her son. Over the next 4 years, they built a happy life together.
It was two peas in a pod. She loved being with me. She loved being around her family, period.
She was a family-oriented person.
Although the throes of domestic bliss were intoxicating, at times reality still reared her ugly head.
We were both fairly young. We had our rough spots. We had our ups and downs.
In 2005, Katie and AJ decided to separate. While both enjoyed playing the field, in the months that followed, Katie got an unexpected surprise.
She ended up getting pregnant during one of our breaks.
Katie ended up giving birth to a beautiful baby girl.
Though committed to her children, Katie was nervous about raising 2 kids on her own. Until her knight in shining armor swooped back in.
I want us to get back together. I love you. I love DeAndre. I'm gonna love little Erica too.
From that day on, these are my kids. I love them just as much.
A few months later, AJ popped the question.
He had put in a lot of planning. The ring was beautiful. She was ecstatic about it.
For these young lovers, it looked like their fairy tale was just beginning.
It was like a puzzle, and the 2 pieces just were meant to be together.
But now, the couple's dreams have ended in the ultimate nightmare. As detectives begin pondering how Katie met this gruesome fate, one thing stands out.
I didn't know of any connections to put her in the immediate area. This was not a normal place for her to be. So how did she get to this neighborhood? Did she get dumped here?
As for Katie's killer, investigators know the city's location makes it susceptible to any number of unsavory people.
We have the Interstate 75. We also have Interstate 10. We have US 90, 41, 441, and US 27. So there's a big convergence, and that's one of the reasons it's called the Gateway to Florida.
That brings in all sorts of things like transients, organized crime, drug trade.
And it can't be ignored that this part of the state is a notorious stomping ground for serial killers.
Notable people that have committed crimes here. One was Ted Bundy, unfortunately abducted and killed Kimberly Leach. Eileen Warnes also worked in the area on the interstates here.
Of course, detectives can't rule out another possibility.
Katie, she was actually here for a reason at the house.
While homeowner Johnny Webb had reported the crime to police, detectives can't exclude him as a suspect just yet.
Often, people who report crimes end up being involved. Possibly the homeowner even pretended to think that it was his daughter in the trash can as some sort of diversion.
Obviously, we had questions.
Hey, Johnny, around what time did you leave the house this morning?
Around 7:30.
So when you left the house this morning, was there anybody still there?
Just my stepdaughter, Janika, and her 2 kids.
Okay, so they live with you?
No, they're visiting.
She'd come up from where she lives in Leesburg for a dental appointment.
And where did you get her today?
I went to work, and then I went to pick up my kids at 4:30.
And you found the door unlocked in the trash can around what time?
About 5 o'clock.
Could Janika have been the one that left the door unlocked?
I really don't know.
And you don't know where she is now?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember detecting anything outright suspicious about him, but he didn't have a lot of information either. So we didn't know if he was intentionally withholding information.
Well, Johnny, I'm going to need to get your work number from you so I can call you back later and verify your alibi. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No sooner have detectives finished their interview than a vehicle approaches the scene.
They're stopped by police, pulled over, and this woman is very upset.
What the hell is going on here?
Ma'am, we're in the middle of an ongoing investigation.
But this is my stepfather's house.
The woman is Johnny's 22-year-old stepdaughter, Janika Johnson.
As we drove up, we seen yellow tape and police cars. I'm like, oh my God. I thought something happened to my stepdad.
I'm sure you, Mr. Webb's okay. Let me let the detectives know that you're here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Besides Janika, the other people in the car are Janika's good friend Mandy Butler and Mandy's boyfriend, Christopher C.J. Andrews, along with Janika's 2 young children.
Once detectives confirm Johnny's alibi with coworkers, they shift their focus to his stepdaughter, Janika, and her friends.
I started basically assigning people to deal with each person in the car. I wanted them separated, and I wanted to be able to talk to them. And the homeowner's daughter was the first person I wanted to talk to.
We weren't ruling anybody out at this point, but we weren't thinking that she was a suspect. It is rare to have a female murder another female.
Janika would probably be the best person to try to get some information from because, as her stepfather said, she should have been around the home all day.
And soon, a vast array of unsavory characters will be revealed, all of whom could have killed Katie Roberts.
There's no telling who else is involved.
Detectives in Lake City, Florida have transported 3 people to the police department for questioning in the murder of 27-year-old Katie Roberts.
Janika Johnson was the stepdaughter of the homeowner that found Katie's body. Mandy Butler and Christopher Andrews drove her home that afternoon.
Investigators begin by questioning Janika.
I don't know why I'm here.
But we're getting to that.
Detectives thought if she was home earlier in the day, she might have seen something that was crucial to the case. And of course, they had to rule out if she may have been involved in some way.
One of the things you do in an interview is we lock them in to certain things. You know, what time did you leave the house? We wanted to lock into some details that we didn't know if they were going to be important.
Do you know what time you might have gotten up?
Maybe hospital.
Other than you and the kids, was anyone else in the house?
No.
According to Jonica, around 2:30 that afternoon, she started calling around trying to find a ride to visit relatives in nearby Jasper, Florida.
She doesn't have a driver's license. She does not have a car. So she had to arrange for some way to transport her children and herself.
She finally connected with an acquaintance named Mon Mon, but he wasn't available to drive her.
He said he had a bitch problem, so he couldn't take me.
What does bitch problems mean?
He just said he was taking care of bitches.
That suggests that he may have been in some conflict with the lady.
Yet Jonica explains that Mon Mon offered to loan her his car if she found someone else to drive her.
So Jonica said she contacted her friend Basie Martin. He agreed to come over and drive her over to Jasper.
According to Jonica, at 3:20 p.m., Mon Mon dropped off a green Pontiac at her stepfather's home.
Hey, thanks. Got the keys?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, thanks so much.
Hey, no, hey, just hit me up when you get done with it, all right?
Yeah.
All right, see.
Bye.
How did
He
he
told
leave?
me he got in a car with somebody in a pickup.
Jonica says 25 minutes later, Basie showed up at the door.
Hey,
She was getting her kids together and quickly left.
let me just grab the kids and then we can go.
Jonica said that in her rush to leave, she forgot to lock the door, which would explain why her stepfather found the house open.
As detectives have yet to establish a timeline for the murder, they ask whether Jonica noticed where the trash can was when she left.
The trash can was in front of the yard.
So it was out there by the road?
Yeah.
According to Jonica, the 30-minute ride to Jasper and the visit with her relatives went smoothly, but the ride back didn't go as planned.
The car was acting up and then it broke down on the side of the road.
Jonica claims at that point she called Mon Mon for help, but couldn't reach him.
So basically ended up calling his cousin and their friend Mandy and they picked us up.
Have you ever met that before?
When detectives ask where they can find Basie now, Jonica assumes he's still with the car.
He was supposed to wait for Chris and Mandy to come back and get it.
Jonica gives police the vehicle's location so that they can send someone to follow up with Basie and retrieve the car.
Although Jonica seems forthcoming, her complicated story makes things difficult for investigators.
They haven't even ruled Jonica out as a player in the murder, and now she's introduced all these new suspects.
Get ready, because I'm going to tell you something real serious. Someone was killed at your house. It's not a family member. Not one of your family. But now you understand why we're talking to you?
I was actually shocked at a body where I was at.
When Jonica asks if detectives have identified the victim, they respond by pulling out a picture of Katie Roberts.
You ever seen this woman before?
I don't know her.
She did not know who she was.
But detectives press further, hoping Jonica might still have some idea of what happened. What she reveals is surprising.
She said, if I had to guess, Mon Mon came back after I left and dumped the body. Mon Mon was a drug dealer, and he's kind of crazy.
He may have been in some conflict with this victim, killed her, and put her in that trash can.
Jonica's story seems convincing because detectives already know a local dealer by that name.
We knew of somebody in Lake City with a street name of Mon Mon. Mon Mon was involved in the drug trade. He predominantly sold cocaine.
Do you know what his phone number is?
I do. You need it?
Though detectives feel Jonica is cooperating, they still need to corroborate her story with Mandy and Chris.
So they interview Mandy and Chris, and their stories match Jonica's.
They said they picked her up at the request of their friend Basie, and they give the same location for the broken down car.
But when detectives run background checks on the witnesses, they learn something troubling about Chris.
He was the 2-time convicted felon.
Was it possible he had some role in this murder? Could he somehow be using these two women to cover it up? Problem is, with no evidence against them, detectives had to let him go.
We'll be in touch.
That morning, as dawn breaks in Lake City, investigators drive to the home of Katie Roberts' family.
Ma'am, I'm Detective John Blanchard from the Lake City Police Department. Can I have a word with you?
Oh my God, is this about my sister?
I'm afraid so.
Come on in.
Apparently, Katie had been missing since last night.
Family members were very concerned, and they were trying to share with what her whereabouts were during that particular day.
That's when detectives are forced to break the terrible news.
When we started talking to some of the family members, they were ranging from crying to hysterical. Your heart just wrenches.
Everybody had done got sad.
And then we wasn't like believing like this is Katie. And then I was just completely lost. I hadn't got empty inside.
That was the most devastating day.
Investigators promise to do whatever it takes to catch the killer. But first, they need the family's help.
You have to be compassionate at the same time. And you also have to let them know that we need some facts.
Can you think of anyone that would want to hurt your sister?
No, she was a sweet person.
I never knew anyone wanted to do anything like that to her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Yesterday around 1, she came by and asked me to watch her daughter.
She was going to do a girl's hair and it was going to take her like an hour. Katie was supposed to come back to get her, but she never did.
Though the family can't tell police much more, they think Shonda Harris, Katie's roommate, may be able to help.
Shonda lived with Katie and Katie's fiance, AJ Washington. Katie told Shonda everything.
And it's what Shonda is about to tell detectives that will send this case spiraling in a whole new direction, leaving many to wonder if Katie Roberts hadn't been stoking the flames of deep-seated jealousy.
The victim had this dangerous lifestyle that would jeopardize her life.
Less than 12 hours after 27-year-old Katie Roberts was found murdered, Lake City detectives are meeting with her roommate, Shonda Harris, to try to piece together Katie's final afternoon.
Shonda was devastated to hear about Katie's death, and she was eager to help investigators.
According to Shonda, when Katie failed to come home on the night of January 16th, she admits fear wasn't the first thing that crossed her mind.
I honestly wasn't that worried.
That was not unusual?
It's just, Katie, she's got some problems.
She said Katie was involved with drug use.
But it's what Shonda says next that floors detectives.
Her own roommate described the victim as a lady that sold her body to men for sexual favors.
Katie was a prostitute. When you say the word prostitute, many people think of the stereotypical standing on the street corner. That wasn't Katie. Katie had select clientele and dealt with a certain, limited amount of men repeatedly. Some of them paid her bills for her in exchange for sex. Some of them, it was just out and out money.
It does happen where prostitutes are abused and killed, people that are paying for their services. So that opened up more suspects.
Even more concerning, on the day she disappeared, Katie had an appointment to meet a John at 1:40 p.m.
And do you remember his name?
No, sir.
It's a top priority to track this man down, but police still have to identify him.
In the meantime, investigators ask Shonda about another potential suspect, Katie's fiancé, AJ Washington. Detectives can't help but wonder if AJ might have been unhappy about Katie's dalliances.
Did he know how she made her money?
That wasn't something we talked about.
Do you know where we can find Mr. Washington?
He just left for work before you got here. I could give you the address.
While one team of detectives tries to locate Katie's unnamed client, another pays a visit to the auto shop where her fiancé works.
The police officers come talk to me. And that's when I found out that she was gone. It was a hard pill to swallow.
At the request of investigators, AJ agrees to go to the station for questioning.
Why don't you give us a rundown of what happened yesterday?
I went to work.
He had been there from roughly noon through that evening.
When was the last time you saw Katie?
It was lunchtime. She brought me lunch. Said she'll see me after work.
She said, all right, I'll see you when you get off. Love you. Love you too. We kissed. And that was the last time I seen her alive.
Of course, detectives have reason to doubt AJ's portrayal of domestic bliss.
We asked AJ if he knew what Katie did. I don't recall him giving us a direct answer, but our feeling was that he knew. He was not okay with it.
The kind of behavior Katie engaged in, that would make any man snap, wouldn't you think?
Not me, sir.
I wasn't a saint the whole time that we were in a relationship together, so I can't knock her and say, oh, because you did this, I can't deal with you.
She had a troubled lifestyle, but he said he did love her and that he accepted her for that.
When detectives look into AJ's alibi, it checks out.
He had gone to work, and we confirmed that through his work, so we quickly ruled him out.
With her fiancé in the clear, that afternoon, detectives subpoena Katie's phone records.
Of course, some of her Johns were on that list, and we needed to talk to all of them.
As investigators examine Katie's call log, one number in particular jumps out at them.
Katie had been in contact with a man named Edward Thomas.
Edward had spoken with her on the phone at less than an hour before her phone stopped being used altogether.
Investigators waste no time hauling Edward into the station for questioning.
I knew who Edward was from past dealings in the law enforcement. Basically, we told him, we know you're paying her for sex. That's not our concern today. And we're not going to arrest you for that. We're not interested in making an issue of that. Katie has been murdered. You need to be honest with us so that we can determine whether or not you're involved in the homicide.
While Edward denies harming Katie, he does admit to meeting her in an area parking lot on the day of her death.
He said he owed her some money and paid her back.
He told us they had just met for less than 5 minutes and she left because she had to go do somebody's hair.
While this claim matches what Katie's sister already told them, investigators still aren't sure what to think.
I wouldn't say we didn't believe him. I wouldn't say we believed him either.
Well, we're gonna check out your story, so I hope you're not lying.
I'm not.
We were going to see how it all panned out.
In the meantime, police have still been unable to locate the green Pontiac Jonica Johnson claims she borrowed to travel to Jasper the day Katie was killed.
It wasn't where she said it would be.
And police can't locate the driver, Basie Martin, either. But why has Basie gone missing? Something detectives find in their database will make them wonder, could he be on the run for Katie's murder?
This individual was a 5-time convicted felon.
Another troubling revelation quickly follows after police check the number Jonica gave them for Mon Mon, the alleged owner of the missing green Pontiac.
It had been disconnected 90 days prior to that, so it was impossible that anybody called to or from that number.
It's disconnected.
Had Jonica intentionally given police a wrong number? And if so, why? A search of her stepfather's home is about to reveal the unfathomable truth.
As we went through, it looked like we were looking into her soul.
Less than 24 hours into their investigation, detectives in Lake City, Florida have discovered that Jonica Johnson, the stepdaughter of the man who found Katie Roberts' body, has been lying to them.
They asked her for a number for Mon Mon, the man who supposedly loaned her his green Pontiac to visit relatives the day of the murder.
The number that Jonica had given was out of service.
Now detectives are wondering what Jonica could be trying to hide.
The only two suspects that had really been cleared so far were Janica's stepfather and Katie Roberts' fiancé, A.J. Washington. That still left a whole slew of other people that had to be accounted for, including Katie's John, Edward, C.J. Andrews, Mandy Butler, Mon Mon, and Basie Martin.
With a warrant finally secured to search the inside of Janica's stepfather's home, detectives are hoping they'll uncover clues about what really happened to Katie Roberts.
The day of the murder, the house was left unlocked. The owner thought that someone could have been inside, so detectives think that there was evidence in the house.
Using ultraviolet light, crime scene techs scour the home. It's inside the kitchen that they make a stunning discovery.
Somebody tried to clean up blood in this area right here.
There was a large amount of blood that had been in the kitchen and cleaned up. We did find some cleaning products that were probably used in order to do that.
Under a table, they uncover another important piece of evidence.
They saw an expended shell casing.
It was the same kind of casing that the autopsy revealed killed Katie Roberts.
The evidence was pointing toward that the murder had taken place in the kitchen.
But it's what's found inside the room where Jonica Johnson is staying that's truly mind-boggling.
We found a diaper bag with a firearm, which was consistent with the bullet casing.
And they find a journal.
In it, there were methods to kill people. Some of them very strange. Kill them with kindness, poison, potions, pouring grease down their throat and on their face.
It was what I would characterize as bizarre babblings.
Then, a few pages later, detectives find what looks like a recipe for Katie's murder.
It was almost like a to-do list. Get a gun, get some trash bags, set up her alibi.
And that isn't the most chilling part.
The journal had a list of names that were labeled hit list. The victim's name was on the list.
Though detectives strongly suspect the journal belongs to Jonica, they still have to prove it. But no matter what, this evidence forces investigators to face a terrifying possibility.
Our concern was, did we have someone in the process of being a serial killer?
When detectives return to the station, they find a surprise visitor waiting, Janica's friend, Basie Martin.
He just showed up and said, "Hey, I heard you're looking for me."
I'm Sergeant Blanchard with Lake City Police Department. Appreciate you coming down, talking to us, trying to sort out some things. You understand you're not under arrest, right?
Basie allegedly had a felony record, so police wanted to find out if he could be involved in this crime.
When police ask where he's been all this time, Basie has an explanation ready.
Basie says that after he called his cousin Chris Andrews to come pick up Jonica and her kids, he made a second call to his godbrother.
I called my godbrother
Like, man, I need gas, man. Came with a 2.5 gallon gas can, put gas in the car. I drove it to the ice vending machine. That's where the car signal is there.
Basie tells detectives where they can find the vehicle.
Up to Long Street at 41, right there on the west side. When you go across the 4 lane, it cut off on me.
While being careful not to reveal their suspicions about Janika, detectives ask Basie to run them through what happened the afternoon Katie was killed.
He basically corroborates everything Janika says with one exception. He couldn't remember if the trash can was at the front of the house when they drove away.
Today, have you been in her house?
I ain't go no further than go.
So your fingerprints wouldn't be in the house?
As for his possible connection to Katie Roberts, Basie denies knowing her.
Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean much. Janika had said the same thing, and now police are almost certain that she lied.
As far as you know, was Janika acting strange or anything like that when you came and picked her up?
I had to take it. She was cleaning up when I got there.
And then Basie volunteers a story about something that happened a couple months earlier that raises detectives' eyebrows.
Janika had shown him a black semi-automatic pistol that she said was hers. Basie stated that he told her how to use it.
When detectives show him an array of photos and ask him to identify the gun, it's another strike against Janika.
It fit the murder weapon that was identified.
Though police soon find the green Pontiac in the location Basie said it would be, they still aren't ready to rule him out as a possible accomplice.
One of the questions we had was who was able to lift the body up and put it in this trash can? That was going to take somebody with some kind of strength. We wondered if there wasn't more than one person involved.
If you haven't done anything, then you're not in any trouble. It's just some of the story doesn't add up.
But it's when detectives run the registration on the green Pontiac that they receive the biggest surprise of them all.
The car is not registered to Mon as Janika claimed it was.
This was actually Katie Roberts' car.
It didn't look like someone had loaned Janika this car. The more likely scenario was that she stole it after killing Katie Roberts.
To try to uncover the true nature of Katie and Janika's relationship, investigators begin interviewing her family and friends.
Multiple witnesses told us that Janika absolutely knew who Katie Roberts were, that they've known each other for a long time, that Katie has done Janika's hair in the past.
It was very clear that Janika had been lying to the police.
But something about Janika continues to gnaw at detectives.
The hatred that Janika had for Katie was very evident in her journal.
But it still wasn't a reason why she would do something like this. What did she do to you that you could do such a heinous thing?
In the days following Katie Roberts' murder, investigators in Lake City, Florida have uncovered information that indicates Janika Johnson did know the victim. However, what police still don't understand is why Janika would want Katie dead. But as other witnesses from the community begin to come forward, a new possibility begins to emerge.
I've heard different stories on a lot of things that was being said, just always jealousy.
There were things that came up like, why would she want to do something like that to Katie? Was it jealousy?
Jealousy that stemmed from none other than the beloved father of Janika's 3-year-old daughter, Darren Whitfield.
I felt like he was the only person that ever motivated me. He tried to push me there. I felt like I loved him.
Though the witnesses all agreed Janika knew Darren wasn't her boyfriend, some claim they saw dark flashes of jealousy whenever Darren mentioned the other women in his life. And Katie was no exception.
It is believed that Janika was jealous of Katie because Darren found Katie, who was a very beautiful young woman, to be attractive.
We learned that he was also one of Katie's clients.
According to the witnesses, supposedly Janika's anger finally came to a boil one recent afternoon when Darren accidentally pocket-dialed her.
Huh? Supposedly she heard Katie masturbating on the phone with her baby daddy.
That was entertained as a possible motive. Janika would want to kill her out of jealousy and out of spite.
After hearing this story, detectives approached Darren Whitfield.
When detectives reached out to him, he confirmed that he was one of Katie's Johns.
He was very forthcoming to us, said he had not seen Katie in a little while, and hadn't talked to Janika much either.
We confirmed everything that he had said.
But when it comes to the murder investigation, Darren can't do much to help.
He was confused by the detective's questions about Janika.
What do you think about Janika's jealousy towards Katie?
To be honest, I never told Janika about Katie, so I don't
think there's any jealousy there.
But despite being unable to substantiate the motive, the district attorney believes they have more than enough evidence to charge Janika with first-degree murder.
The theory of the case was that it didn't matter why she killed her, but that she, obviously from the writings in that book, it was very clear that for whatever reason, Janika hated Katie.
On January 23rd, 7 days since Katie's body was found, police arrest Janika at her mother's home in Leesburg, Florida.
To this day, that's the biggest memory from her, is just when we arrested her. She was robotic, no emotion, very strange.
Before leaving the premises, detectives asked Janika for permission to search her room.
Believe it or not, she said yes.
We did spend quite a bit of time going through a lot of different pieces of paper with handwriting, so we could say that this was something we found with her currently that would also match the handwriting that was used in the diary.
With Janika in cuffs, Detective John Blanchard contacts Katie's family with the good news.
I had several phone numbers for them, and I called more than one and explained to them that we had just arrested Janika Johnson.
We thanked the investigators.
I was relieved that Janika was arrested for what happened to Katie.
At the station, detectives attempt to question Janika, but she quickly shuts them down.
She immediately told us she wanted to talk to an attorney. So that was the last time I spoke to Janika.
As the case moves to trial, investigators continue vetting Janika's possible accomplices.
It took a massive effort, but phone records and witness interviews all led to the same conclusion. That Katie's Johns, Basie Martin, C.J. Andrews, and Mandy Butler, none of them could have been involved in this crime.
As for the mysterious Mon Mon, investigators finally track down the one man they know by that name.
Investigators did track down Mon Mon, who they already knew of. He was the alleged drug dealer in Lake City, but he had an alibi.
We confirmed that Mon Mon had been in Atlanta that morning.
After weighing all of the evidence against Janika, her lawyer sets up a meeting with his client.
I finally came out and said, Ms. Johnson, I think we're going to get convicted at trial, and that we might want to think about offering a prison term of years rather than the life without parole that you're going to receive if convicted. She would never authorize me to do that.
1 month later, on February 22nd, 2009, Janika Johnson's murder trial gets underway in a Columbia County courtroom.
I'd been in contact with Miss Roberts' family, and I knew that they were going to be there. They were very emotional about it.
It was sad to see Janika had murdered my cousin, and she sat there like it was a joke. She laughed with her attorney throughout the trial, like she was going to walk away.
Her behavior was kind of odd. She would look down on her notes, and whenever her name was mentioned during the trial, she would kind of look up and smile, almost like giggling, like she was enjoying being the center of attention.
But I think that her family ultimately thought that she was innocent. Her mother and her stepfather sat in her corner the whole time.
According to the prosecution, on the day of the murder, Janika invited Katie to her stepfather's home under the pretense of wanting her hair done.
Is it okay for me to eat my sandwich?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna eat. I'm starving.
All right, yes, take your time. You're fine. I'll be right back. So I run to the back real fast. Okay.
Katie was basically lured into the house by Janika. It is believed that Katie was sitting down at the dining room table eating her sandwich, where we believe that she was basically shot. She was shot in the back left shoulder. It was a single shot that was fatal to Katie. The shot was fatal because of the angle. The entry of the bullet compromised many of her internal organs, so she bled to death.
In my career, I've worked other homicides where females have been involved, but an actual premeditated murder on female, it's the only one I've ever worked. It just stood out to me. It will forever.
The thing that is most disturbing is that while this murder is being committed, Janika's children were inside the house, and that is just unconscionable.
As for how they believe Janika disposed of the body on her own, prosecutors present a compelling theory.
The trash can was basically wheeled up into the kitchen area to the sliding glass door, and Miss Roberts was slid into the trash can.
Prosecutors say afterwards, Janika attempted to create an alibi by asking her friend Basie Martin to drive her and her children to Jasper, Florida.
Detectives showed that there was still a window of time between 2 p.m. and 3:20 where Jonica could have committed the crime.
And prosecutors also postulate that Jonica intended to do away with far more evidence. Only she miscalculated how long it would take for Basie to arrive.
She didn't think her friend was going to show up when he did, so she had to walk away from everything that she was doing to destroy the evidence.
The state had a slew of evidence that pointed to Jonica's guilt. There was the location where Katie's body was found, there was the journal, and Jonica's touch DNA was found on the murder weapon.
But when Jonica's defense team gets their own crack at the jury, they work to undermine the most plausible motive for this murder, that Jonica was jealous of Katie's sexual relationship with Darren Whitfield.
Darren messed with a lot of people. In a relationship as far as one-on-one in love, infatuations, he wasn't my man. He wasn't my particular. We had a sex friendship, I would say that. But as far as like, I love you, Valentine's, there was none of that.
Jonica's lawyers also remind the jury that Katie led an unsavory lifestyle, which could have exposed her to any number of dangerous people.
We can never exclude all of the different clients that had abnormal motive for wanting her dead.
I don't know who committed the murder. It could have been anybody. It could have been a gang of people. Maybe it was one of her clients. I do not know.
As for the state's forensic findings, the defense argues that DNA evidence that linked Jonica to the murder weapon is insufficient.
There was a partial DNA profile of Miss Johnson on the gun. I think there was 4 alleles of 13.
The gun was found along with the toothbrush, hairbrush, things that could have rubbed along my DNA. My DNA could have easily contaminated murder weapon. So it's a genuine disputed issue.
But when the jury is dismissed for deliberation on February 25th, it only takes 1 hour to return with a guilty verdict.
She was convicted of murder on the first degree and of tampering with evidence.
She was sentenced to life on the first-degree murder, 5 years on the tampering with evidence.
I was shocked because I did not expect to be found guilty of that murder. I'm still trying to understand the part of why this person had to die and why I was charged with murder. That's the biggest questions that's still not answered.
But for Katie's family, it's long-awaited justice.
Jonica took everything that I had. I was happy that she got just what she deserved.
But in a case where questions still swirl, there's no denying Katie Roberts and her family have paid the most dear price, one they're still reeling from to this day.
I still look back sometimes and I get angry, but I don't hate Jonica and I forgive her, and that's wholeheartedly.
My mom, she's there in my heart, as always. It's kind of just like taking it by time, letting time heal the wound, keep her legacy alive by doing different things that would seem good in her eyes. I just wish she was here for the things that I'd accomplished.
Katie's a lasting impact that can't be replaced. She was everything. It was her day to see you smile, and she put a smile on my face any day.
Hers was a story of redemption and newfound love.
He came in and swooped her off her feet.
Life was finally looking up.
But the winds of change can shift quickly when the past comes knocking at your door.
She's tangled between 2 relationships.
There is a history of drug use, sex, wild behavior.
And it's when one person suddenly vanishes that all those terrible deeds finally bubble to the surface.
Maybe she fell off the wagon.
Overdose was on everyone's lips.
Any woman who tried to leave him would be in danger.
One of her friends had a reason to ultimately want Megan out of the picture.
It's a web of lies. It's a web of deceit.
It was pretty much game over for her.
Saturday, October 15th, 2011. It's a crisp autumn afternoon in the capital city of St. Paul, Minnesota.
It's a very quaint little city on the Mississippi River.
It's got a small town feel, but yet it's a large city with different communities from all over the world that live here and work here.
On the north side of town, Samantha Neely is spending a quiet weekend with her 10-year-old niece, Ayana, when she gets a concerning call.
Hello?
Hey, Samantha.
She got a call from Jared Sampson. He had dated Samantha's sister Megan for a number of years, but even though they had broken up, they had a 14-month-old daughter named Lily together.
You have any idea where Megan is? I have Lily here. She was supposed to come pick her up.
Yeah, she's at the amusement park with some friends.
No,
They called me and they said that she didn't show.
What?
Have you tried calling her?
Yeah, but she didn't answer.
That's weird. I'll try her. Hey girl, it's me. Give me a call back, okay?
After leaving numerous messages for her sister and getting no response, Samantha starts to grow concerned.
It would be really unusual for Megan not to call back Samantha.
Samantha talked to her all the time on the phone. They text back and forth all the time.
By 8 p.m. that evening, when Megan fails to pick up her kids, Samantha's fears are growing palpable.
It was not like her to just disappear.
Megan, it's me. This isn't funny. Where are you?
So where is this 27-year-old young mother, and why isn't she answering her phone? It's a question that will test the bonds of blood and expose the dark side of love when demons come calling.
The takeaway from this story is that predators can come in every form.
Born in 1984, Megan Neely was raised in St. Paul, Minnesota by her mother Terry and Terry's boyfriend, Darren Carter, after her biological father left when she was only 2 years old.
We had a blended family. He had 3 kids and I had 2.
We were like white on rice, peanut butter and jelly, ketchup and mustard, baked beans at the barbecue. That's how close we are.
But as much as Megan and her brothers and sisters adored one another, the hard truth was that their home life was no picket fence fairy tale.
There was a lot of drinking and drugs with the adults, a lot of fighting.
Amidst the chaos, Megan, the oldest sibling, was the glue that held her family together.
Megan was our mom. She took care of us. She made sure we got everything that we needed.
And though it was never an easy burden, Megan still managed to achieve more than most young girls her age.
She was a straight-A student. She was juggling basketball at the same time.
Not that the temptations of life didn't come knocking on occasion. During Megan's junior year in high school, she fell in love with a handsome classmate named Marcus, who propelled her life on an unexpected trajectory.
She would talk about him like he was the greatest thing that God gave to man, and he wasn't. But he was handsome. I'll give her that.
Do you love me, baby?
I do.
Love you too.
She got pregnant at 17. That's where things got hard for her.
Over the next 9 months, Megan's relationship with Marcus slowly crumbled.
They tried to make it, but they just, they didn't come together as a couple. And so that kind of crushed her.
At the same time, Megan's home life was also falling apart.
Her mother and stepfather were in a period of heavy drug use.
My mom started getting abused in front of us.
Terry moved with Samantha and Megan into a battered women's shelter, and that's where Megan lived during most of her pregnancy.
She couldn't finish high school at that time. Part of that was my fault also. A lot of it was.
Following the birth of her daughter Ayana in January of 2001, Megan spent the next 5 years pulling her life together.
She put her all into being a mother and providing for her daughter. She worked in a warehouse full of guys, and she ran that damn place like it was her own.
In 2006, with her life seemingly back on track, Megan fell head over heels in love with a man 20 years her senior named Jared Sampson.
They were good together. I mean, they complemented each other, even outside of their age difference.
They were very much in love.
Jared and Megan moved in together, and he embraced her daughter as his own.
He was nice to me and caring and stuff.
Although Megan and Jared seemed like the perfect couple, behind closed doors, the reality was anything but.
They were addicts together.
They drank together and they did their drugs together, but she would try to keep a regular job.
Before long, though, Megan's tenuous grip on life went up in smoke.
She lost her job, so Ayana went to live with a family member.
For her to put Ayana through that hurt me. Because she knew how it felt to have parents on drugs.
Yet Megan's already desperate situation soon got even worse.
She found out she was pregnant.
And on August 9th, 2010, when baby Lily was born, doctors discovered cocaine in her system.
My granddaughter was taken away by the state of Minnesota.
For both Megan and Jared, that was the wake-up call they needed.
They both made a commitment to one another to stop using drugs and get clean.
They went to AA and they both got part-time jobs, telemarketing.
After a court hearing in February of 2011, Megan and Jared finally regained custody of Lily and Ayana.
You hungry? Yes. All right. I got some lunch coming.
And I was proud. Her and Jared were on the right path.
But by August of 2011, Jared had fallen off the wagon.
Jared didn't want to stay clean any longer. He was getting back into his old habits.
She started finding little baggies on the side of his bed.
Megan experienced disappointment in Jared. She thought that they were trying to go on this journey together.
Her sobriety meant the world to her.
Seeking refuge from her troubled relationship, Megan began spending more time at AA.
Really, I just wanted to say thanks for being on this journey with me. I appreciate y'all.
She was sponsoring a lot of people in AA. She was changing people's lives.
AA was her chance to pay it forward, to say, I can go on this road. I can get better. You can get better. And I think she really had a pure heart in doing that.
One recovering addict, a 31-year-old metal worker named Corey Thomas, helped Megan gain perspective on her life.
So this guy you with, he's still using?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, man. Come on now, you know better than that. Sobriety is very important, man. Very important.
I guess you're right.
It's all right. You're going to be all right, though.
Inside the walls of AA, Corey was Megan's rock, and their bond only deepened over time.
Corey knew Megan was still living with Jared, but he began to develop feelings for her and was not shy about expressing them.
So what you got going on for the weekend?
He wooed her. He courted her.
She called me at work. She's like, I can't believe it's first time ever somebody ever sent her roses and a box of candy. She thought it was so cool.
You could hear the happiness in her voice when you spoke to her.
Corey promised Megan a far better future than anything Jared could offer.
Corey's like, I'll help take care of your kids. He was like, I'll pay your bills. You don't have to worry about nothing, Megan. You just be a sponsor, and I'll take care of the rest.
Shortly after meeting Corey, ending things with Jared seemed like the only reasonable choice.
Jared had disappointed her. Corey was presenting a very different picture of a man. And these are people who are going down the same path in life.
Megan and her kids moved out, and she soon found a new duplex apartment with Corey.
Oh my God, baby, this place is amazing.
He came up with the deposit and the first month's rent.
He bought the car, the Monte Carlo car, and he told her it was hers.
I think we're going to put the girls in this room right here.
Perfect. It was a dream come true.
So why would this woman with a new fairy tale life suddenly fall off the map? As detectives are about to discover, when the ghosts of the past come knocking, sometimes it's hard to say no.
If someone or something is a prominent staple in your life and then it's cut out, it's hard to shake it.
After recovering addict Megan Neely's boyfriend, Jared Sampson, fell off the wagon, she left him for another man she met in AA named Corey Thomas.
Corey was moving towards his own sobriety, taking that seriously.
Megan was very excited. I got somebody that really cares.
She's found somebody, who is catering to her the way she feels she deserves to be.
But on October 15th, 2011, when Megan fails to pick up her daughters, her sister Samantha fears something terrible has happened.
Megan's supposed to pick up the girls, and she never called or nothing, and that's not like Megan.
When Samantha phones her mother, Terry Neely has a hunch where the couple could be.
And I went to thinking maybe she fell off the wagon and she's in a motel somewhere with Corey and they're getting high. She didn't want none of us to know. I did not want to say anything else to the other kids because I did not want to upset them, especially Sam.
For people who have battled addiction, like Megan, there might always be that sense in the back of the mind of people who love them that they might be triggered to start using again.
The next morning, Terry tries to reach her daughter again. When Corey answers the phone, Terry suspects she was right all along.
Corey, you better not be doing drugs with Megan.
What? Megan ain't with me.
Why did you answer her phone?
She didn't tell you? I took her when we broke up on Saturday.
What?
He said that he was on his way to Chicago. She's got a new man. She's going with him.
Corey's explanation for having Megan's cell phone was that he had been the one who'd purchased it, so when she wanted him to leave, he was taking that cell phone with him.
So why didn't you answer the phone when I called earlier?
Damn, I was upset.
So you have no idea where Megan could be?
Probably with her new dude.
After Terry reports to Samantha what Corey told her, they decide to reach out to the St. Paul PD for help.
They explained Megan's history with drugs and the fact that she hadn't checked in with the family in over 24 hours. and so the police agreed to do a welfare check at Megan's home.
Sometimes people will call the police to do a welfare check. And what that means is the police department will go out and knock on the door and check to make sure people are okay. And in some circumstances, albeit tragic, we'll find people deceased or that something's not right.
Ladies, I'm Detective Peterson. You called?
Yes, I'm Samantha. I'm worried about my sister Megan.
That evening, Samantha and a close family friend, Pamela Jordan, meet police outside the apartment Megan shared with Corey.
All right, we'll go look inside. Stay right here. We'll be right back, okay? We'll check it out.
Pamela was someone who Megan had lived with at one point. She knew her history and was very concerned and wanted to provide moral support to Samantha.
It's gonna be okay. She'll turn up. I hope so.
With Megan's daughter staying with relatives and her now ex-boyfriend Corey in Chicago, the apartment is eerily quiet.
Law enforcement did a sweep of the home. They didn't find anything that seemed out of the ordinary.
Nothing looked as if there'd been a giant fight. Nothing looked as if they'd been burglarized or broken into.
Nothing to suggest that she disappeared or someone had hurt her in some way.
If we hear of anything else, we'll let you know, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Like Megan's mother, police can't help but wonder if this missing woman had relapsed.
St. Paul police told me she's probably out doing drugs at a hotel, because that's what a lot of people do. They go back and they go on hotel binges. We have to wait to see.
Still, officers agree to do what they can to try to locate Megan.
Officers began to gather all the information on who Megan lived with, who her regular boyfriend was, who the father of her child was.
The first person police reach out to is Megan's most recent ex-boyfriend, Corey Thomas.
We began by trying to call him and get messages to him to contact us and to come to the police station, but that was unsuccessful.
He told people that he was going to Chicago.
When detectives do finally get Corey on the phone, he's very forthcoming.
Corey's cooperative and basically tells the cops the same thing he told her family regarding their recent breakup.
As Corey rehashes the same story he told Terry, he brings up a new detail that could be crucial to the investigation.
On Saturday, the day we broke up, I overheard her talking to someone on the phone about getting a ride to T-Mobile.
Okay, do you think that was the guy she started to see?
Maybe. It sounded like it.
Do you know which store they were going to?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. Thank you very much. If we need any other information, we'll give you a call.
Though investigators are quick to follow up on Corey's lead, with few details to go on, they soon hit a dead end.
We never were able to locate what store he was talking about.
Later that day, detectives questioned Jared Sampson, the father of Megan's youngest daughter, and one of her recent ex-boyfriends.
Though Jared had reported Megan missing to her family, investigators thought there was still a possibility he might be the mystery man Corey had mentioned. He was someone she had used drugs with in the past.
Jared tells detectives that while he did speak to Megan on Saturday, it wasn't in regards to a ride.
So Saturday, you're texting her or calling her?
I talked to her Saturday morning. I called her in the morning to make sure she was going to be there to pick up this baby because I work Sunday through Thursday.
Detectives then ask Jared if he thinks Megan could be out somewhere getting high.
I don't think she went to relapse, but back in our past, we did get high. But after a while, she'll call and say, hey, I'm over here talking up. Would you please come get me?
Despite what Jared says, investigators aren't sure he's telling the truth. Given his past relationship and history with Megan, he could be covering for her. Of course, there's no proof of that.
In the meantime, hours pass and there's still no word from Megan.
Throughout the night, that worry, concern, it all heightened, it intensified.
I'm like watching the time go by, like tick tock, tick tock.
When Megan fails to turn up for work that Monday morning, her family requests a follow-up welfare check.
If she's out getting high, she's gonna go to work. You know what I mean? She's never missed work to get high. She stayed faithful to her job. How are you gonna get high with no money?
Could she have overdosed? Was she maybe the victim of foul play while under the influence? Or had she had a terrible accident?
Around lunchtime, investigators go out to the house.
Thank you for coming out again to check on her. We're all really torn up about this.
As investigators make their way to Megan's door, they could never imagine what awaits them on the other side.
We all scream.
On Monday, October 17th, 2011, police in St. Paul, Minnesota stand outside Megan Neely's home for the second time in a little more than 48 hours.
When Megan didn't show up for work that morning, her family calls the police and asks them to conduct a second welfare check.
They wanted desperately for someone to help them find Megan.
While Megan's loved ones wait outside, Officers enter the darkened home.
You smell that? Yeah, I smell that. It smells horrible.
Investigators began to smell the possible odor of a human being.
Now they are searching the apartment more intensely.
It's in Megan's bedroom that they stop.
Hey, there's a crawl space here. Anybody check that yet?
No, we haven't checked that yet.
The door to the crawl space was blocked by a laundry-type tote bin, which is why initially officers never thought to look in that area.
When investigators peer inside, what they find is horrifying.
Megan's body was found. She was covered with a comforter. She was wearing a pink shirt as well as some blue patterned pajama pants.
She had been subject to some type of trauma. She was bleeding, and certainly from where her body was located. It was pretty clear to investigators that she did not die of natural causes. At that point, it was no longer a missing persons case. They were investigating this as a homicide.
Megan's unsuspecting family continues to wait outside, unaware of this tragic development. When 20 minutes pass and police still haven't come out, the family senses something is wrong.
We got nervous, and next thing you know, cops start coming out of nowhere, pulling up to the address.
Where's my daughter?
I'm very sorry, folks. She's no longer with us.
They just had that look on their face. We're sorry. She's up there. She's gone.
We were all screaming and crying. And
Let me see my baby! Let me see my baby! She wanted to go in to see her, and they wouldn't let my mom go in. We left before they carried her out. It was too hard.
And the Neely family still has an even more difficult task to face.
Megan's baby Lily was staying with her dad, and she's too young to understand what's going on. But Megan's 10-year-old daughter, Ayana, had to be informed.
we had to go pick her up to let her know before the news got out.
The entire family gathers to deliver the gut-wrenching news to Ayana when she returns from school.
When she walked in and seen us all, she just started crying.
I had a feeling the whole day, like a weird type of feeling. I knew.
We kept saying, it's okay, we're gonna get through this. And then she said, who am I gonna live with? And I said, I'll do everything for you to live with me.
Meanwhile, back at the crime scene, a team of investigators is hard at work.
We go in there with full rubber gloves and boots and began to photograph everything in length. We take and collect swabs from a wide variety of surfaces. We collect items and we very meticulously go through all the areas of the house looking for potential clues of the case.
Evidence on Megan's body suggests one terrifying motive.
They found her with her pajama bottoms partially pulled down in the back.
We located a lot of DNA potential swabs around Megan Neely's body.
It looked like this could be a sexual encounter gone wrong or a sexual assault.
And certainly since Megan was a former addict, they had to consider, could this have happened while she was heavily under the influence? On the other hand, maybe Megan's attacker was simply a stranger.
But not only is there no sign of a break-in, there are no drugs in plain view. Later that day, Megan's body is taken to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy.
First, there were no drugs found in Megan's system. And second, they were able to recover DNA found under Megan's fingernails.
She had a subdural hematoma on her head that led us to believe that she likely was struck by something.
The autopsy showed that she died from homicidal violence and that the cause and manner of death was strangulation due to manual asphyxia, which means that someone put their hands around her neck and strangled her to the point where she couldn't breathe and she died.
For investigators, it's a potentially important clue.
A large percentage of cases involving manual strangulation indicate a domestic relationship of some type.
Strangling, choking somebody to death can typically be a very personal crime, one that's filled with a lot of rage, a crime of passion, if you will.
Which means that detectives must begin interviewing the men closest to the victim.
Not only Corey Thomas, who was her ex-boyfriend, we also knew it was important to look deeply into Jared, the father of her child.
That afternoon, investigators leave a message with Corey Thomas.
They let him know that it was urgent that he call them back.
Soon after, police are able to meet with Jared Sampson at the station.
Jared seemed emotional about Megan's death, but police knew from Megan's family that he had broken up with her only a couple of months ago because of Mr. Thomas.
Maybe he was jealous of the relationship that was going on with Corey Thomas.
Yet under questioning, Jared completely denies this accusation.
He said he loved her, he cared about her and their child together, and no matter what Megan ever did, he would always be willing to take her back.
You've never gotten angry with her and taken it out on her?
No, I love her. Been together with her for 5 years. Yes, she's straight. But I love her so much where, go ahead, straight. If you for real, you'll be back.
He was claiming that Megan was reconciling with him, and the Thursday before she was killed, he had been with her sexually.
We learned that he was not just an ex-boyfriend, that he was in fact still having relations with Megan Neely. He still saw her regularly. Even though she was dating Corey Thomas at the time, she still stated that she loved Jared and was seeing him regularly on the side.
But Jared's claim that he and Megan intended to get back together hardly puts him in the clear.
That was based on his words. That needed to be corroborated.
Police knew he could be making this up to cast blame in another direction.
And a deeper look into Jared Sampson is about to uncover a tangled web of lovers and lies that will throw his entire story into question.
This guy? Wow. Jaw-dropping.
When St. Paul police interviewed Jared Sampson, the father of Megan Neely's youngest daughter, as a suspect in Megan's murder, he insists he's innocent.
His story to police is that he had no motive to hurt Megan. He claims she was leaving Corey Thomas in order to get back together with him.
Then, during a break in their interrogation, they run Jared's name through their database. What police uncover raises a huge red flag.
Jared and Megan had a domestic fight that the cops were called recently to the house.
When investigators pull the incident report, they see the event occurred only 2 months earlier when Megan and Jared were still living together.
Thank God you're here. Listen, he just tried to kill me.
Hey, that's a damn lie.
Hold on one second. Step up there real quick. I'll be with you here in a second, okay?
Jared was apparently furious with Megan after discovering that she had been cheating on him with Corey Thomas.
He came home and located some flowers that Corey Thomas had given Megan. This made him very upset, and he began to rip up and shred the flowers.
After that, Megan claimed Jared started to scare her.
He's this big person. I mean, he intimidated her.
Yet Jared disputed those allegations in a statement to police that night. He insisted that Megan was the violent one.
He said she came after him with the knife.
Days later, Jared took legal action against Megan.
He ended up obtaining a restraining order to get her out of the house, and then she moved in with Corey Thomas.
But in this case of he said, she said, investigators remain suspicious of Jared's actual role.
When there's been domestic violence, it can be really hard to figure out who the victim and the perpetrator is sometimes.
That's when Jared makes a startling admission.
Corey and Megan argue all the time, and they did this all the time. No, I just know that morning when I talked to her, I heard in her voice something was wrong, that he was on a rampage.
She told him that she and Corey were arguing.
Megan was breaking up with Corey.
Things were not going good. Corey Thomas was going to take her phone away. She expected there to be some drama.
I hear her voice. Hey, what's wrong with your voice? Hold on, you been fighting all night? Yes. Okay. Is he still there with you now? Yes. Is that the end of your conversation?
Jared said the phone went dead.
It's a startling story, but if true, why had Jared waited until now to tell detectives? Jared explains that during his last phone call with Megan, he had been with another woman.
He was sleeping with another friend of the family's, and he didn't want anybody to find out about that one. So he couldn't get his butt up and do anything about it.
Detectives pressed Jared to reveal his newfound love interest and immediately recognized the name, Pamela Jordan. It's the same Pamela Jordan who had accompanied Megan's sister Samantha on the first welfare check to Megan's home.
Once we determined that there had been a sexual relationship between Jared and Pamela, it was concerning to law enforcement.
Given the nature of the attack, investigators feel certain a man killed Megan, but now they have to wonder if someone might have helped him.
She was looked at more as a likely accomplice of Jared.
Pamela could have easily gone to Megan's apartment with Jared after Corey left and assisted in the killing. Or she could have simply acted as his spy after the fact, going to Megan's residence during the first welfare check to see what police knew.
To detectives, there's ample reason for Pamela to want Megan out of the picture. Later that afternoon, it's her turn to talk to police.
We know that you and Jared were together the day Megan went missing. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you know about her disappearance?
Nothing. I mean, she called on Saturday. She called Jared, and I think she was just upset about Corey or something.
She corroborated Jared's story. She could tell from Jared's end of the call that Megan was upset about Corey. And then Jared told her the call suddenly cut off.
But could this be a story concocted by the couple to keep the finger of suspicion pointed at Corey Thomas?
You being with Jared, it makes us believe that you might have wanted to help him get rid of her.
What? Are you serious?
Didn't you want him for yourself?
No. It wasn't even like that. Jared and I, we have a casual relationship and we have an agreement. I mean, if Megan ever wanted to get back with Jared, then we know that's what's best. So I would just step aside.
She said that she and Jared started sleeping together in secret after he and Megan broke up. It was a casual thing, and the deal was always that she would step aside if Megan came back into the picture.
Of course, police still haven't confirmed that Jared and Megan were actually getting back together. Again, this could be a part of Pamela and Jared's cover story.
So detectives dig deeper into Pamela and Jared's story.
We were able to determine, in conjunction with the medical examiner, she was killed sometime before 3 p.m. on Saturday, October 15th.
But for most of the day, Jared and Pamela had no one to vouch for them except for each other.
And as detectives continue to try to verify their alibis, this already sorted case is about to take another twisted turn.
He attacked both of them with box cutters, scarring them for life.
Less than 24 hours after discovering Megan Neely's body in her home, St. Paul detectives can't help but wonder if her ex-boyfriend Jared Sampson and friend Pamela Jordan may have conspired to kill her.
Police discovered that Jared had a secret sexual relationship with Pamela, the woman who accompanied Megan's sister to the first welfare check at Megan's apartment.
Jared's story was that he and Megan had reconnected sexually and had planned on getting back together. But there was a prior domestic incident between them. I think the concern was that Jared's story to police could be a fabrication, or Megan might have changed her mind about staying with Corey. Of course, Pamela's potential motivation might be jealousy.
While police continue this line of inquiry, Megan's landlord comes forward with information that's about to turn the case upside down.
He told detectives that when Megan and her new boyfriend Corey applied to rent their current apartment, he uncovered something troubling about Mr. Thomas.
Corey Thomas had got out of prison and was on probation in Minnesota.
He had had 4 assault convictions since 2006, and they were violent.
I told Megan with that kind of background, he couldn't be on the lease.
The landlord notified her that he could not be on the lease because of the degree of his charges.
What struck him was Megan's reaction. She seemed shocked that Corey had gone to prison for these kinds of serious charges.
Megan went on to sign the lease herself. Just 2 weeks later, she was dead.
Given this new information, detectives begin digging deeper into Corey Thomas's criminal record.
When we started looking into Corey Thomas, we had a lot more concerns than we did initially.
What they find seems to suggest an increasing pattern of violence, the most vicious episode occurring only 2 years before Megan's murder.
You're not leaving me. I'm done. I promise you're not leaving.
He had attacked his last girlfriend who had tried to terminate a relationship with him with a box cutter. And he had cut her as well as her stepfather who tried to intervene and help her at the time.
He had left her and her stepfather scarred for life.
As detectives read through Corey's litany of crimes, they notice one reoccurring theme.
All of the assault charges in Corey's criminal background seemed to be linked to a breakup, which was very concerning to detectives.
Jared Sampson claimed Megan was trying to end her relationship with Corey at the time she was killed,
which was very significant to law enforcement in terms of the likelihood that he may have been involved in hurting Megan.
But despite several attempts to contact Corey again, law enforcement has still been unable to reach him.
That was very suspicious as well.
While one team of investigators works on tracking down Corey, another interviews the people closest to Megan. Several of her friends tell police that Megan felt terrorized by Corey in her final days.
She told a coworker that if she was going to end the relationship with him, that she would need a restraining order because she expected that he would become violent.
And she did tell at least one friend that Corey might try to kill her.
As for Megan's own family, it seems they were unaware of the fear their loved one was facing.
Megan wouldn't share a lot of things with me, especially because I was the tough one.
She kept things to herself.
Most people who grow up in a domestic violence household will either become the abuser or the abused.
I can see her being embarrassed, but I wish you would know that I'm her sister. It doesn't matter how embarrassed you are.
On Tuesday, October 18th, detectives reach out to Corey's brother, Damian Thomas.
When was the last time you saw your brother, Corey?
Yesterday, I dropped him off at the bus station over in Maplewood.
His brother had said Corey was tired of Minnesota women, and he mentioned going to either Chicago or Florida.
The fact that Corey left town only the day before is shocking to detectives. They had been led to believe Corey left for Chicago days ago. But it's what Corey's brother reveals next that really raises detectives' eyebrows.
Anything peculiar about him or out of the ordinary?
Corey had bought car, a Monte Carlo, from his brother in August for $3,500. He sold it back to his brother at a loss for only $881.
To investigators, this looks like the act of a guilty man.
That indicated to us that Corey was trying to get money to get out of town.
With mounting evidence that Corey Thomas is now a fugitive, detectives must pinpoint his location.
They contacted his cell phone company and learned that his phone was still on.
We began tracking him using electronic data and cell phone data.
Near Chicago, they suddenly lose the signal.
We thought that at that point he'd gone to Chicago and turned his phone off.
Then, on Wednesday, October 19th, the phone suddenly turns back on.
He was now in Miami, Florida, outside of the International Airport in Miami.
Detectives enlist Miami police to help canvass the area, and they locate him in a hotel across the street from the airport.
Within hours, armed officers prepare to storm Corey's hotel room. But what no one yet knows is if this dangerous fugitive will run or fight.
He would not surrender.
He was going for a gun.
It's October 19th, 2011, and police in Miami, Florida only have a door separating them from potentially dangerous murder suspect Corey Thomas.
Police had reason to suspect at this point that he had murdered Megan Neely and fled to Florida.
Freeze! Get on the ground! Let me see your head!
He actually grabbed something in his hand like he had a gun.
Get on the ground!
But when Corey makes a run for it, police realize whatever he's holding isn't a gun.
He didn't go down easy.
With Corey now in custody, on October 21st, St. Paul detectives finally get a chance to talk with their top suspect.
He waived his rights to an attorney.
Okay. I know that you know that something terrible happened back in St. Paul.
Yes.
Right? And it's our job to find out what happened.
During the interview, Corey insists he's an innocent man.
I know I didn't do this shit.
Corey denied killing Megan, but did talk about an argument he had with her and that he ended up having enough and taking the phone and leaving.
As for why someone with nothing to hide would flee to Florida, Corey says he has a logical explanation.
There was a woman who lived in Florida who had a child by Corey Thomas, and he had said he went to Florida to visit her.
But detectives aren't convinced.
You said that you guys got into an argument. Did it ever become violent?
No.
No scratching?
No.
Something stood out immediately. He had a large scratch on his neck, and it looked like something that a fingernail would make. We began to ask Corey about the scratch.
Do you know where you got that?
This came from something else in that warehouse and stuff. I was getting cut a lot. I was working in the Belmont. So you could do tests on it, but I guarantee this don't come from no Megan.
When detectives ask Corey if he'd be willing to submit a DNA sample, he agrees without hesitation.
Those were all taken to a state laboratory for future testing.
Though police don't have enough evidence to charge him with murder, Corey is brought back to Minnesota for a probation violation.
Fleeing the state of Minnesota without permission, which was a violation of his parole.
During his 6-month sentence, detectives have their work cut out for them.
They're not only looking for more evidence against Corey, but also they have to try to rule out Jared Sampson and Pamela Jordan, who still haven't been cleared as suspects.
What law enforcement did was obtain search warrants for Jared's cell phone records. His cell phone records were consistent with what he reported to law enforcement, that he'd been at his home in St. Paul all day. He had not been to Megan Neely's home, and were able to determine that the only time Pamela was at Megan's apartment was when law enforcement was there on the scene.
Police are also able to corroborate Jared's claims that his relationship with Megan was on the mend.
She had talked to friends about her desire to end her relationship with Corey Thomas and reconcile with Jared.
While Jared and Pamela are cleared of any wrongdoing, the same can't be said for Corey Thomas.
He couldn't explain away scratches, except to say that he had been hurt at work. Later, his boss would say that there was no evidence, no injuries ever reported to Corey or anyone else who worked on the line with him.
His employer said that Corey was never injured at work. His boss told us in length that if Corey had been injured at all at work, there would have been a report of it, and there was no such report.
They also talked to a woman in Florida who he was supposedly going to visit, named Renee Carter.
She was scared for her life of Corey, and obviously that didn't match up, that he was going to visit someone that was scared to death.
Then in April of 2012, detectives received the much-anticipated findings from the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Laboratory, and the results are conclusive.
DNA under her fingernails was a match to Corey Thomas. We knew that Corey was the last one to see her alive. We believed that they had been in a fight and an argument, and we knew that he had fled town. But before the DNA information came in, our case was not as strong as we had hoped. Once we started to get the results about the DNA hits, then our case got a whole lot stronger.
On April 2nd, Corey Thomas is finally charged with second-degree murder in the death of his former girlfriend, Megan Neely.
Prosecutors played their cards right. They waited until they got the DNA evidence to charge him.
For Megan's family, it's a bittersweet victory.
In the saddest moment, it was the happiest hour. We were going to get justice.
As the case moves to trial, the defense reaches out to the prosecution about a possible plea deal.
The defense certainly knew that the state could seek a life sentence in this case.
There was a mountain of evidence against him.
In the interest of sparing the Neely family a long and salacious trial, the prosecution agrees to a deal.
It's hard to know what a jury is going to hone in on, what they're going to focus on. And we knew there were a lot of complex relationships involved in this case. Certainly Megan's background was complicated. It came down to our concern about not putting Megan's 10-year-old daughter on the witness stand. She had had contact with Corey Thomas the night Megan had disappeared. He had sent text messages to her. And so she likely would have been a witness we would have had to call to talk about that contact, as well as what she had observed about the relationship with Mr. Thomas and her mother. We did not want to put her through that.
It saved us family scars. We already have scars. We don't need more. Through all of this, even though it's been very negative on our family, I looked to God and I talked to people that were godly. And then I felt like Megan was an angel and that Megan probably told God things that is going to help me get through it.
Had this case proceeded to trial, we likely would have sought an indictment for first-degree murder.
In exchange for a guilty plea, the prosecution agrees not to up the charges to first-degree murder.
The prosecution laid out a sentencing range of 29 to 34 years to be determined by the judge at the time of sentencing.
On December 11th, 2012, Corey Thomas appears in court for sentencing.
The courtroom was filled that day. Corey Thomas's family, as well as Megan Neely's family, showed up.
At this emotional hearing, Megan's relatives paint a vivid picture of the courageous woman they lost.
She's a woman who had overcome significant struggles in her life to get back on the straight and narrow, to get her children back, to be a good contributing member of society, and she was taken away from them for no reason.
Everyone was crying and upset that day.
Before the judge announces his sentence, Corey Thomas rises to make a stunning statement.
He ended up talking about how he did kill Megan. They were involved in some type of fight involving a cell phone. He talked about how in the middle of the night, an alarm went off on her phone, and this made Corey mad. This argument continued all the next day and into the next afternoon.
Still on that damn phone.
How's my phone bothering you now?
Because it ain't yours, bitch.
Megan having possession of something that Corey provided to her may have given him a sense of ownership of her. And so if this phone was causing some sort of annoyance to him, it might have really been a symbol of the annoyance he had with Megan. And it might have given him an excuse to then take his rage out on her.
Some type of physical altercation happened. It was at that point that she was strangled and put into the crawl space on the second floor.
Corey claimed it was an accident. But when you hit somebody in the head with a really hard object and choke them to death, it is not an accident.
I think he needed, in his mind, to put hands on her because that was the only way he could control her.
And given Corey's past behavior with women, Many in the courtroom believe something else drove his actions that fateful day.
Corey's past showed that it was only a matter of time before he would wind up in court accused of murdering a woman who tried to leave him.
Given the brutality of Corey's crime, the judge hands down one of the harshest possible punishments under the terms of the plea.
Corey Thomas was sentenced to 400 months, which worked out to be about 33 years in prison.
Typically, if a person serves 2/3 of their sentence in Minnesota, he likely will be paroled after he's served about 22 and a half years.
But for Megan's daughters, Ayanna and Lily, their mother's death will be a burden they shoulder for the rest of their lives.
I can imagine losing my mom when I was young.
It's very sad.
But if Megan were here today, there's no doubt she would be proud of her 2 daughters and how they're blossoming into strong young women, just like her.
To know that someone can lose their mom at 12 and still go on and be positive helps me every day.
She would be so proud of both of her girls. Very smart girls, very good girls.
Girls that are in my position, or son or daughters. Other victims of domestic violence, just keep your head up and keep pushing through and stay positive.
Abuse is never okay. If you or someone you love is in an abusive relationship, there is help available. Call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE.